There will come a payday, hallelujah, what a payday. There will come a payday for me. I've been watching some Righteous Gemstones. So I get to ask this question with pretty good regularity. Should I buy one of these cheap clone saws? Now, they don't ask it that way. They ask it in some manner such as, I saw a chainsaw on Amazon that was only $129. Should I buy it? And I can almost guarantee every time they're talking about one of these types of saws. This is my Weimars 6220. They advertise it as a 62cc. It's really, I think it's somewhere around 58. I lose track. I don't care. This one right here is the ProYama 68, PCS 68. They advertise it as 68 cc's. It most definitely is not. I think worked it out. It's like 61 cc's or maybe 62, something like that. Anyways, again, I lose track and I don't care. The point is these are both Zenoa clone chainsaws. So if you look at the muffler, it's almost identical. This one right here, I think I modded it. I drilled a third hole. Yep, I drilled that third hole. This one comes with 2 great big holes. Yeah, I think. Yeah, 2 great big holes. Anyways, they're the same saw. I can take the recoil. Well, can I? There are slight differences, but they are based off the same model, which is, in fact, a Zenoa 5200 or 500 or 5000. There's multiple different ones. This is one of them right here. This is my Red Max G5000. It's the same saw. You know, look at that muffler. You know, they made little differences here and there, right? But this is a clone of this. And Red Max, this right here, actually, I think it says on the, there we go. Yep, it says on the data plate, Komatsu Zenoa, right? So, anyways, it's a Zenoa saw. It was a Zenoa before it was anything else. And this is the OG of clone saws. This is the first clone that I know of that was, the first saw that I know of that was cloned by the Chinese. And that's what we're talking about when we're talking about a clone saw. Okay, so you'll find these on Amazon and eBay in various different colors and configurations. But pretty much if it's saying a Chinese chainsaw, 4500, 5200, 5800, 6200, or even 68, right? They're all based off of this. So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the meat and potatoes of this episode, and it's, should you buy one? For one, read the reviews. The reviews are gonna say things, all right? I know that this one right here is your classic clone. Originally, I mean, there's all kinds of different makes, but you could get this thing as a Salem Master, which was a pretty darn good version of this. I believe they had metal clutch cover and possibly even metal recoil. But you know, the Pinkway, Weimars, John Cutter. John Cutter's a pretty good brand. Anyways, the point is they're not all made equal. So read the reviews, okay? Look them up and then go from there. Make your decision, all right? I should not be asked to make the decision for you, but I think it's reasonable that I can make a video for you and tell you my thoughts on it. So recently I was asked by a guy named Craig, should he get one of these or should he get an Echo 590? I say to you, Craig, one thing. What do you want to do, bro? I mean, do you want to tinker around with a chainsaw or you just want to use it? You know, is that, you know, if you just want to use it, get the Echo 590. They're good saws and you can tinker with it if you want to. But, you know, you're talking about buying a brand new one. It's about $400 at Home Depot. And as compared to something like this guy right here, which is, I think originally I got this for like $120. Maybe they're up to 150 now. I know the Weimars that looks like this is no longer available at all. They look more funky like this and more like modern. I like the old school look. But anyways, this Pro Yama right here, these are pretty expensive. I think these are around $250 to get one of these PCS 68s. And would I say worth it? If you're just wanting something easy, comes with multiple bars and chains, or at least it was whenever I got it. But should you get it? Are they good enough saws to be your main saw? Well, the way I see these things, these are toys. I play with them. These are toy chainsaws, and I have a lot of fun playing with them. So that's one thing. The other thing is, do you want to remain being useless? Sorry, not sorry, all right? You know, you don't know how to tune a saw. You don't know how to diagnose a problem with a saw. Hell, you don't even know how to sharpen a saw. You don't know how to use the internet to search for parts on your own, right? There's a lot you don't know. If you want to continue to be that person, then don't buy one of these chainsaws. Buy a Husqvarna, a Steel, a Echo, and buy one with a dealer that you get along with that you like. All right. If you want to continue to be useless as tits on a boar hog, then keep going to the dealership, have them repair your saw, have them sharpen your saw, have them do the basic tune-ups and maintenance and all that shit, and pay for it and be that guy. I'm fine with that. It doesn't bother me. Makes me look like more of a superstar. But if you want to learn something, then get one of these. Because guess what? They will break. Little things will happen. This guy, whenever I got it, I ran it. No, it was this one. It was this one. I ran it. It ran great. The very next day, I pulled it and 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 pulled it, and it would not start. Right? The very next day. And so I was like, well, crap. I opened it up, I took the top cover off of it, and I just did a look around and I saw that the fuel line was pinched by the air filter, which is very common of these things. They get thrown together in a hurry, right? By probably, you know, little kids in China, whatever. Pretend it ain't real if you want to. But yeah, I found the problem, I fixed the problem, and then it ran great for me, and it's ran great ever since. Let's see if there's fuel in it. If there is, I'll try and start it for you. Yes, is there fuel? Yep, oh, yep, there's fuel. So let's see. I haven't started this in, I don't know, probably 7 months. I don't know. When's the last time I did a video on it? There we go. We got fuel pumping. Let's see if it'll start. Oh, easy start. Okay, made my point. So what it boils down to is what you want to be. If you want to be somebody that tinkers around, little things go wrong and you find it, you go, oh, and you fix it, then get one of these. They're fun to play with, right? If you want to continue to just take your stuff to a dealership, don't get these. If you want to be able to find parts easily with complete 100% certainty that it will fit on your saw, don't get one of these. Because a lot of times whenever you're buying parts for these, you're like, well, is that going to fit? I don't know. And you're like, you get a starter recoil and you can't find a gray one, you got to get a red one, or you order a gray one and they send you a yellow one. And you know, there's real problems with having saws like this. However, if you're smart and curious and you want to better yourself at fixing and maintaining saws, I highly recommend getting something like this and using it. Craig, he says he cuts probably 3 or 4 cords of firewood per year. Do I think that either one of these would be able to handle that load? With ease, that's no problem. As long as you can tune them and get them running right, they will survive like that for years to come. I've not had a single one of these break down in a manner that was anything more than a simple little fix, really. Parts are super duper cheap, like crazy cheap. Like the coil let's say the coil goes out on this thing. You know, you order another coil, and all you do is you just go to eBay, you type or Amazon, Chinese chainsaw coil. Look at the picture, see if it matches up. See the description says it fits a 5200, a 6200, you know, 5800, all those. You've got to learn to use your common sense with these things. And if you want to get better at that, then yes, I highly recommend them. If you want to stay useless as tits on a boar hog, then stick with your steel Husqvarna or whatever that has a really good dealer network and use them. The other thing is something like these. This is my Husqvarna G366 clone that I built to be a race saw quite unsuccessfully, by the way. It didn't run very good. It's mediocre. So anyways, but the Husqvarna lineup, I like going with TriStar Supply LLC.com. I think that is the actual website. But TriStar Supply chainsaws, look that up, boop. You'll see Jason's logo pop up, and he sells the Husqvarna brand. I've had Neotech. I've had a lot of people that I know have Neotech, and they have good luck with them. If you want to go that route, go that route. But if you want my recommendations, I like the Husqvarna or / Farmer Tech brand. You know, it's the same thing. They're the same ones that put out the John Cutter too. So you can get this as a John Cutter, right? And it's made by same company as Husqvarna puts them out, put it that way. But this right here, very specifically what we're talking about, this is not a clone of a Zenoa. This is a clone of a Steel. There's also clones of Husqvarnas, right? These can be a lot easier to deal with because regardless of whether or not they're a clone, or that they're made by Husqvarna, or they're made by Neotech, or they're made by, what was the other one that I got that they sold at Walmart? I don't know. But if it's a clone of a Steel or a Husqvarna, specifically, like this right here is a clone of a 361 Steel, MS 361. I can just go on eBay and type in MS 361 coil, and whatever pops up, it's gonna fit. And so it's a lot easier to buy parts for it than it is to buy parts for these really cheap. I've got to interject right here real quick. It's not because of parts availability. The availability of parts for the Zenoa clone saws is off the charts. They're all over the place. The problem is uncertainty of whether or not it'll fit. And people that are new to this little game are constantly struggling with this. I mean, I had my struggles with it. You're seeing it, and you're going. You want to type in, like with me, I had a WeMars. You want to type in WeMars coil, right? WeMars 6220 coil, and all you get is ads for the WeMars chainsaw, and you're like, no, I want the coil. I want parts that I know fit it. Well, you have to search for, like mine's a 6200. And so I would literally type in Chinese chainsaw 6200 coil. And you're going to get results there, and you're going to see and pick out and go, okay, I think that one will work. Because they're going to fit multiple models, but there's enough information out there that you can find the answers. You just have to search, and you can't just simply ask and have somebody point to you. Then you're staying useless, right? Figure it out on your own. Figure it out. Learn how to use the Google. Read paragraphs of stuff people are saying about this. There's a lot of information out there. You just have to actively seek it, just like you have to actively seek out the parts that will fit. And the parts are there. You can buy every part off of eBay, and you can buy most of them off of Amazon. And so you can get the parts. You've just got to learn how to find them and how to word it. So there's the information. I can't make the decision for you. What I would do doesn't really matter, because you're not me and I'm not you. So I have always been very curious. My mom loves to tell stories about how one of my brothers would take stuff apart, all right, because he was curious. And then whenever I came along, I would take stuff apart. But the next thing she knew, she'd look over and I would actually put it back together. Or I would actually modify it and make it faster. I like telling a story about, I had a little A-Team van. It was just, put 2 AA batteries in it up underneath, and it just went. A little A-Team van, so cute. And my dad, he had a bad back, and he had one of those electric pulse things to massage his back. And I found that he didn't use it, and so I jimmied around with it, and I took the battery pack from it. I saw that it was like, I don't know, 6 volts. And then I did the 1.5 times 2 for the 2 AA batteries. And I was like, holy crap, that's 3 volts. I'm doubling the voltage. And so I taped that battery to my little A-Team van, and it would fly. Anyways, I did that when I was like, I don't know, 7. And so I am that kind of guy. If you're not that kind of guy, and you have no aspirations to be that kind of guy, just stick with your Steel, Echo, Husky, Makita, all that stuff. But if you want to learn how to mess around, these clones are great. I've had good luck with them. Be prepared to fix little things and go for it and have fun. Buy you something like Disa, right? For $120 or something along that line. Maybe step up and spend $300 for something like this. This is a very good, very nice machine right here. And you can play with it. Parts are super cheap, and it's great. So, should you buy a cheap clone saw? That's for you to decide, not me. But hopefully I've told you a little bit more about what you can expect if you decide to purchase one. Things are going to break. Usually, as long as your stuff is tight, like you got good oil, all right? Run a good 2-stroke oil. Don't run that bar and chain until it's just like super dull, all right? Sharpen it. Oh, that's another thing too. You can totally expect to need to get a new bar and chain, I would say right out the gate. And that's simply because of the experience. You want to have a better experience. The chains that these saws come with are total shit. Total trash, made in China chains. And I would recommend right out the gate, yeah, what I would recommend is getting these Zenoa clones. Take a small mount Husky. I know in the past I said KO41, which is a Poland / small Echo bar mount, but no, I was wrong. I've been wrong, right? Small mount Husqvarna bar pattern, and I would recommend you going right for the gullet. I mean, now that I think about it, I'm not 100% sure that Duke's has 325 bar and chain setups. Only thing I've ever gotten from them is 3/8. But their stuff is really good and really affordable. So, like, typically what they like to do is they sell you the bar with 3 chains. But go ahead and buy that. And just get small mount Husky. If you want 18-inch, get small mount Husky 18-inch. If you want 20, get 20. And another reason why I'm recommending getting a bar as well is because they always seem to come with a .058 bar gauge, and I don't like that. Go with 050. .050 bar gauge, and you'll just find it easier to locate chains and everything. So make the switch immediately. Spend your $120 on this, and spend another $30 or $40 or so on a bar and chain with good chain, .050 325 chain. You know. Have fun.